What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I'm joined by a awesome cast of Dragon Ball YouTubers, and today we're going to be discussing Chapter 8 of the manga, The Predictions. Now, before we start, we're going to toss out the spoiler alert warning right now. Obviously, if you did not read Chapter 8 is a new one, right?
Chapter 8 is the one that's going to be released in a few days, yes.
Right, so if you have not read Chapter 7, go read that and then watch this, or skip it all together, I don't know. Because we're going to basically discuss what happened at the end of Chapter 7 and kind of our predictions about Chapter 8, because I haven't quite had a chance to do this yet. And I want to see how close we, as in the people recording this as well as the people watching this, can get close to predicting what's going to happen in Chapter 8 of the manga. Now, obviously, we're not going to be like, hey, yeah, the tournament's going to start or whatever. We'll have, our own thoughts and ideas of what we think is going to happen, like, specifically and stuff like that. So if you have any specific ideas of what you think is going to happen, comment it below, and let's see how close we can get to guessing the next chapter. So how about we start with Toastie? Why don't you go ahead and spit that fire, bruh?
All right. So in this chapter, since these chapters have been actually reasonably length for the last few chapters, I think that we're going to be getting quite a bit of stuff in this chapter, which includes the beginning of the next fight, or the first fight of the tournament. And I personally think that the first up is probably going to end up being either Goku or Vegeta. Now,
you think that the fight's going to start already?
Yeah, I think that they're gonna start the tournament up, because it seems like, because keep in mind that since this is a 1 month thing, by the time of the next one, we're going to pretty much, for a reason for us to keep watching the anime and reading the manga, they're going to have like the manga stuff be ahead of what we see in the series. So the next few episodes are going to be like them traveling, and everything like that. And then, and they're going to end up being at the tournament by the middle of next month, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and it's going to be pretty much where this manga chapter left off. So then, like, the next manga chapter will kind of encompass the rest of the first fight. So personally, I think it's going to start off the first fight and give us probably Goku versus, I forgot his name, the big purple dude.
Heat?
Yeah, Heat. I'm sorry. I forgot their names. I'm not really used to them yet. Probably will be when the anime comes through with it. But yeah, I think that Goku and him are going to actually fight. I'm hoping so, because I actually think that a fight between those two would actually be really awesome. Either that, or I want Vegeta to fight against Heat. I think that would probably be the best. Either that, or Vegeta fights against the little Saiyan-looking dude. So
Kabe.
Yeah, and I really don't know who's going to be ahead, because I don't really know the powers or how strong the dude who's on Champa's team is. But yeah, that's what I personally think. I think it's going to start off the fight, like probably a few punches, but it's not going to be anything major. No like blast or anything like that. It's just going to be like a small tidbit of the next fight. So kind of just a tease for the next stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much what I think about.
Let me ask you one question before we move to the next person. Do you think this chapter is going to reveal any kind of twists or anything? Anything kind of like, oh snap, this is going to get really exciting?
No, I don't think it's going to have any twists until, I don't think there's going to be any twist until next chapter. I think that this is fully going to be, a normal thing. Like, they'll name off whoever's fighting each other in the tournament. So probably Goku versus Heat, and then, Vegeta versus the little Saiyan kid, and then Piccolo, Majin Buu, and Monaka, whoever they're fighting, gets announced. And then after that, it'll end up putting out the first match, and it's gonna be like Goku and Heat on the opposite sides of the of the stadium, and like they do their fighting poses. Maybe they do like a small like fight, kind of like how, remember in the anime, pretty much the Goku and Frieza normal fight. Like how it teases it a little bit, and then the next episode happens.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to be. I don't think it's going to be like anything major. Maybe a few punches if that happens, or they just like do their stances, and then it's like to be continued. That's what I think is going to happen.
You know what? Let me just go ahead and do mine next, because as you were talking, I just remember something. I think the fighting won't start until Chapter 9. In fact, I feel like the way Chapter 8 is going to end is they'll get on the stage and they'll be like the poses you said, and it's going to end like that. Because there's one thing that we forgot about that Chapter 8 is going to obviously have to include, and that is the exam. We didn't think about the exam. I feel like what's going to happen in Chapter 8, this is my guess, is half of it is just going to be dedicated to the exam. There's going to be a lot of comedy there. I mean, we know Pilaf and his gang were brought on, so I feel like they'll have a part in there as well. It's probably going to be, it's going to be a what's the word? It might be funny, it might be funny, whatever. So they'll probably have a part there. And then I think most of Chapter 8 is going to kind of give us a story of who all the characters are on the other team. Who Heat is, who Kabe is, who Frost is, Mageda, Botamo. I feel like it'll be more...
You just remember all of their names like off the bat. I don't even remember. I just
feel like we'll get some background to them first. We'll get the exam. There's probably gonna be a lot of comedy in this chapter, just because, like, imagine Majin Buu taking his exam. Like, what kind of questions are going to be asked? I feel like we'll see a lot of stuff where it's like Goku trying to cheat, maybe, or something like that. So I don't think we'll get any action in this, but I think it'll set up Chapter 9 perfectly for it's going to be, a lot of fighting. Along with that, since the pacing is kind of caught up now, I feel like by the time we get to the fights in the manga, it's going to happen in the anime. So I think they're kind of catching up to each other to that point. So that's my guess, though. So that's what I think is going to happen. So I don't know. What do you think about that, Toastie?
I mean, possible? Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, honestly, I forgot about the test all around too. Because I thought
I think a lot of people
did. To be entered into the tournament, you already had taken the test or whatever. But yeah, I think that they probably will do a lot of comedy with that, and it'll probably be just the subplot. I don't know if we're gonna get any of the Jaco and Bulma stuff like we did in this latest chapter. I don't know if we're gonna be getting any of that. I think they'll just be like Bulma and Jaco are searching the universe for the Super Dragon Ball. But I don't think that we're going to be getting anything like from them comedy-wise. I think it's all going to be pretty much the exam in that fact. But I think the other side of it will end up being the.
You know what I think might happen? You know what I think might happen? This is just my my what-if guess twist. I think everyone's going to pass the exam except for Goku, and they'll probably have to make an exception. Like, come on, let him be on the team.
He's the strongest here, maybe.
Because I feel like it would just be kind of a funny thing to add in. It's like, Majin Buu passed the test and you didn't. Kakarot, what are you doing? Can you imagine that interaction between Vegeta and Goku?
I can imagine Majin Buu eating his test. Like, I can literally imagine him turning his test into candy and eating that. I can imagine him doing that.
See, that could be a lot of fun, and I would love to see some kind of comedy around that. I mean, if not that, then see, if Goku does pass, I just want to see Vegeta, like, call him an idiot again. Because remember chapter 7, Vegeta was making fun of Goku for being an idiot. So I feel like we'll get something around that. So the exam part is going to be hilarious. That's my guess. Dragon Ball Nation, what do you got?
Well, it's actually funny, Dino, that before Toastie finished, I was ready to go off and say what I was going to say, and I feel like you just stole all my ideas right out of my head before I even got to speak them. I was going to go off on the exam. I agree with a lot of points you made. I don't think there's really going to be any action at all in this, which is uncommon. We've seen the manga chapters for Super not include really any action. And I think what's going to happen is pretty similar to what you said. I think that there's going to be a lot of gags relating to the exam. And yeah, a lot of people did forget that exam was going to happen. Majin Buu's going to have something funny with that exam. I know there's going to be something to do with Majin Buu in that exam that's really going to be hilarious. Whether he... I don't think he's going to fail it. Like, imagine if he got disqualified from the whole tournament. That'd be a little strange. But I don't think that we're going to see a fight. I think the end of the chapter is going to tell us who the first matchup's going to be, and that would kind of be it. And I also agree with you where we're going to get back. I think we're going to get backstory on all the participants from Universe 6, because at the end of the last chapter, Goku looked really, really interested in these characters. I think Goku's going to try to ask who they are and stuff. And all that, and a lot of that. I think that's kind of how that's going to get initiated. Goku's going to be like kind of annoying towards them. And I think Frost, the Frieza race, is going to get a little bit angry at him. Especially, he kind of seemed a little bit arrogant just based on his facial expression to me.
Do you think he's a bad guy or a good guy?
I honestly think maybe they'll mix it up, make him neutral. But he doesn't. Just based off his facial expression, just obviously judging a book by its cover here, he seems a little bit of an antagonist type character. The bear-looking guy, Botamo, I think his name is, seems a bit cocky. They all seem
Botamo definitely seem cocky.
Yeah, they seem a little neutral to negative type characters. No one really good.
Imagine if like just to twist, make it a twist, like they actually make the Frieza dude really polite. So kind of like I guess you guys would know about Dragon Ball Heroes, especially Rhyme, about how there's a Frieza race character in there, and he's like thought like when he's walking through the village, all the people of Planet Plant think that he's like chill, that he's like a villain, he's gonna kill them or whatever, but then he actually saves them from Lord Slug. So
are you talking about Froze?
Yeah, Froze.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I forget all their names because like we don't have that over here, so I don't really care about Dragon Ball Heroes like that. But yeah, I can imagine them doing that sort of thing where he's like a really polite person, and I could see the Saiyan kid being really stuck up. Like I can see him being really, really stuck up. Like he just seems like he would.
He seems really. It seems really quiet.
Yeah, like
very quiet character.
Quiet, impatient, and just like very short fuse.
If I can guess how everybody is, I think Frost is a nice guy. I think Heat is probably more of the evilish guys. He looks like he's done some stuff in his past that that he obviously doesn't regret, but he's kind of a dick for. I think the Bear is he's definitely cocky.
I
He
bet
looks
he's
like
the
he's
weakest one too.
No, yeah, he's
Yep.
got a shit face. Like he's
Kabe is
he's got
definitely
shit
the
face.
mischievous one. Kabe is definitely kind of like he's stuck up and stuff. And as far as Mageta, that's a robot, right? Mageta.
Yeah.
He's probably just neutral.
I think Mageta honestly there's someone inside and he's smart, really really smart.
I think that robot is literally like a walking Dragon Quest reference. It seems. I forgot the robot's name. Not Dragon Quest. Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a walking reference to that, which is really cool. But yeah, I don't think there's anyone in him personally. I think that he actually is, just a robot. I think he's an actual robot from Universe 6. But I don't know. I just don't see any twist coming from that robot. But
I'm kind of excited after having this
possible.
conversation. I mean, I was already hyped for Chapter 8, but after having this conversation, I'm even more excited about to see the potential that Toriyama's going to give us because I feel like he is infamous for being very unpredictable. So there could be a lot of comedy in this, and there could be a lot of like twists that'll blow us all away.
But it's like, why would they mention that exam unless there's going to be something fun?
Yeah,
There has to be something funny with it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even included an exam
What?
type thing.
Watch everybody fail it too.
Oh, I can imagine, Rhyme, like how pretty much the exact same thing that happened with Saitama during the hero exam pretty much happened
Yes,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like exactly like Goku's completely fine on all of the fronts of physical and everything.
Spoilers to people who didn't
It's
watch.
not even a spoiler.
I mean, to those
That's
who have not watched One
yeah.
Punch Man, yeah, but
Yeah.
that part is funny.
that'd be
Blackenfist, you've been quiet. People didn't even know you were in this video. What do you think about everything?
He disconnected from the call.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. His Skype crashed and he can't get the call again. Yeah, we were trying to have Black. Oh, there he is.
I am here.
He's
you
here. That's funny. Blackenfist, we literally just said, what did you think about everything? And then we found out you were disconnected. Did you hear any of what we were talking
I
about?
just came back, but I didn't hear any of you guys bring up Broly.
What do you think is going to happen?
You could be that man.
Be that guy. Be that guy.
well-
right now. Do it.
Obviously, I think the tournament is going to start. And then, like, all of the predictions have been leading towards, I think that finally the thing that Toriyama said, like I think about 10 years ago, where he wanted to do this story about Broly coming back. And he comes back, right? And it's revealed that he was the legendary Super Saiyan God from the legend. Like, the same exact one. That this is the way, like the way Toriyama planned it, like when he first started Dragon Ball. And like what's gonna happen is he brainwashed Bardock, who's the good legendary Super Saiyan. And then the whole story is gonna be about like trying to break Broly's spell on Bardock, and then Bardock's gonna come to the good side, and then they're gonna all fight Broly, and then there's only one legendary Super Saiyan standing, which is Bardock.
I gotta ask, to those watching this, how many of you guys actually believe that he was serious? I'm curious to know.
I feel like there's going to be a few being like, Blackenfist is an idiot, bro. Like, who would think that? Yo, watch that be in Dragon Ball Heroes next month. Watch. Just watch it happen. They're going to do it, and it's going to be hilarious. Them start watching our videos, trust me.
Do you think there's gonna be anything funny around the exam, Blackenfist?
Well, if Emperor Pilaf's there, I mean, of course, there has to be something. There has to be something.
They've been using them. They have to use them, yeah.
Have to use Emperor Pilaf.
Like, they were just chilling. I still want to know how they even got on. They're gonna probably tell that too. Like, how did they get on?
I'm actually surprised they're there in the first place.
Yeah, because unlike in Battle of Gods in Super, they really didn't have that much of talking with Bulma and the rest. I mean, like in Battle of Gods, it was kind of a big thing where they took the Dragon Ball. Mai pretended to be Trunks' girlfriend and ended up mentioning it again in Battle of Gods in Resurrection F. But here in Super, she didn't really do all of that much, and they're not really that connected to the family. The only thing that they had in connection with them was the Battle of Gods arc, and then like them taking the Dragon Balls and getting them taken away by Sorbet and Tagoma for the Frieza arc. So really, I'm really interested to see how, if they do call back to that, how do they explain how they got on to join them.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I think Chapter 8 is definitely going to throw us off. So I guess comment below your thoughts to those watching this video. What do you think is going to happen? Is there going to be any twists, anything funny? Are we going to get the fight or not? Are we going to end it with the fight about to start? Any predictions you have about Chapter 8, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And because I know people are going to ask, no, Chapter 8 is not out yet. Chapter 8 is not out yet. It will be out in the next couple of days. It might actually be out by the time this video goes live. Just keep an eye on our Twitters. which will be linked in the description below. Trust me, the second these chapters out, you guys will know from all the Dragon Ball Z YouTubers. And let's see what we can guess right and how far off our guesses can be as well. So comment below what you think.
Blackenfist is definitely going to be the most accurate on this one.
Blackenfist, I agree. He was pretty much spot on with it.
Honestly.
And also,
I also think that there are going to be people that be like, well, I think that Majin Buu is going to fail the test, and then they're going to have to go back and get Gohan,
Yep.
and then bring him back. That's what I think. I think this is
sorry,
Gohan's
folks.
retribution. Like,
I'm sorry, folks. Gohan's not going to be.
He's done.
He's
He's
done.
finished.
He's at a conference. He's not even there to watch his family fight for the universe, which is ridiculous.
what did the
it is
manga
what it is.
translation say for Goku?
He's at a conference.
No,
He's
I mean like Goku's response.
In a way
to
that makes him like Goku, doesn't it? He's always got to be somewhere else.
Oh yeah,
That's funny.
Toasty Goku was like, oh, that little shit or something.
Oh my god.
And those translations were a little off.
Yeah.
Those translations are always off like that. They always have like so many curse words. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious though.
Speaking
But
of
yeah.
which, because I know you guys are going to ask where we read this, we can't link it for legal reasons.
Just use
We
Google.
can say if you were to just accidentally type in Dragon Ball Super manga in Google, you might find it. But again, when Chapter 8 is out, we will all tweet it, so follow us on Twitter. Again, they will all be linked in the description below. And just keep an eye out on our YouTube channels as well, because we'll definitely make videos about it as well. So comment below your thoughts, and I guess let's see who is closest with their predictions with Chapter 8. Gentlemen, anything else?
Broly will die. No,
Or you will die. All right, with that said,
I'm good,
folks.
I think.
With that said, folks, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like right down below. Check out everybody in the description below as well, and we will see all you amazing people in the comment section below.